Hi and welcome to Gosga, and I'm your host Colin Tustin. And today we're going to be talking about Stand Up to Cancer and some other gaming news. Okay, so let's get on with the show. So, to start off the show, we're going to be talking about a show that was on last night called Stand Up to Cancer on Channel 4. This show was about people donating money to the show to go to the Cancer Research UK, I think that's what it's called, to help stand up to cancer or get rid of cancer or help people with cancer. Halfway through this show, people have already donated a whopping amount of over £1 million. Altogether, at the end of the show, they had total amount raised at the end of the show was £6,483,995. To me, that is a whopping amount of money what could have been raised for a show like that. Loads of people were watching it. I know I definitely would. I would do anything to stand up to cancer. Okay, so moving on to the next part of the show, about gaming news. Okay, on to gaming news, and I've got something for you younger viewers, Pokemon fans. I used to be a Pokemon fan when I was younger. I'm not a really big one now, but I like to keep. Well, I don't, but I'm not a really big fan of it now. The DS company and Pokemon franchise have been thinking about, because just recently Pokemon Black 2 and Pokemon White 2 have just recently come out. The Pokemon company and DS family of systems have been thinking about Pokemon 3D, and people have been thinking about Pokemon 3D and if it actually is ever going to happen. Some of the things I found out was that lots of people have been thinking about Pokemon being in 3D. That's largely why when Pokemon Black and White were released in North America just 3 weeks before the launch of the 3DS, many gamers felt it was an odd move. Black 2 and White 2 came out more than a year and a half later from achieving the perfect realization of Pokemon on the DS. But now that the DS has been conquered, it seems clear that Nintendo cannot continue to withhold one of its flagship franchises from its fledgling system. After all, it would be strange to restrict such a ridiculous successful series to an essentially abandoned piece of hardware, especially for a franchise that has long played a key role in defining and promoting the Nintendo portable experience. It stands to reason that for all intent and purposes, the next new Pokemon game must be the 3DS hardware. But will the next Pokemon game be new? Will Black and White 2 break the mid-generation mold by offering a numbered sequel to the preceding games? If the company's next move falls into line with the past recent schedule, we can expect a remake of one of the older games to precede the start of the new generation. Next in line are Game Boy Advance titles, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. So I think I remember them from when I was a little kid, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Yeah, I didn't really like them, but yeah, if it's coming back like that, maybe it'd be good. I don't think I'm going to try it out, but maybe. Given the lack of a Game Boy Advance port means there's still no easy way to exchange Pokemon from those with the 3DS or DSi family of systems. This seems likely This seems a likely next step, and one of that will give the company more time to handle on the 3DS hardware for the first new release. Okay, so yeah, most people, I'm guessing, are thinking that Pokemon's next game should be really in 3D, because I reckon this one should have been in 3D after the 3DS has been out for a while before this game came out. So yeah, so that's quite interesting, to be honest. Not to me, but probably to the Pokemon fans who watch this show. Okay, so let's move on with the show. So that's the end of the show for this week. I know it's been a short one, but I couldn't think of anything to put in because I could not find much to talk about. With many game releases on its way, we should have a lot to talk about lately. Just to tell you, Wednesday, maybe tomorrow, will be, well, I don't think tomorrow because I got gosga tomorrow. Monday or Wednesday will be the first ever of the new section of gosga. Now knows the name because one of the people who subscribe to me and watch my videos put on a comment on, think it was one of the older vlogs. Why don't you call it Gosga Play Sims or Gosga the Home of Sims? But I've called it now. Let Gosga Talk Sims News. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be called Gosga Talk Sim News, and hope you enjoy it if you're a Sims fan out there. Lots to talk about. I'm not going to give anything away what you don't already know probably. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I've been your host, Connor Tustin, and this has been Gosga.